taking cuttings from a plant and making another plant from it. I'd never really done that before, but learning how to do that and propagating on. But also from a point of just planting a seed. And then when you see that first bit of life coming through the soil, I think that is a game changer, because it's your first sign of life, isn't it? And it's a life that you have sown, and it's going to take a place somewhere in these huge gardens.
Thrive is a national gardening for health charity which has been going since the 1970s. We practice something called social and therapeutic horticulture across 3 different centres, here in Birmingham, Battersea Park and Reading, which is our head office. Social and therapeutic horticulture is an approach which has multiple benefits to a wide range of people with long-term health conditions and disabilities, mental health conditions, and people who are lonely or isolated in some way. And it has many different areas that it has a positive benefit on. There's the physical health, you're using your muscles to do gardening activities. It also has a really great impact on people's mental health and wellbeing. And most importantly, I think is probably the social side of things. Although we work with people as individuals, we cater for individual needs, and it's a person-centred approach. Everything is done in a group, and it's the social side of things that people really get a huge amount out of.
You are actually like one big garden family, actually, really. And there's no question about it. When I go home, I'm in a lot better place than when I come in. It's a non-brainer. And also then when I get home, I've got the buzz and energy to then go in my own garden, which before I come here, I really didn't do a lot in my own garden.
When planning a day session, there's lots of considerations. We think about the activities as a group. What could the group do together that they all benefit from? But it's also person-centred. So within that, we'll also be considering the interest levels of individuals, the capacity and the ability of individuals, but also the things that they are really interested in as well.
Over the last couple of weeks, I'm preparing a vegetable plot. So for me, I got the task of putting in beetroot, rainbow chard, and some cannula flowers along the front, making sure they've got the right spacing and all that kind of thing, and then the watering. We don't tend to repeat the same things, hour on hour, because otherwise you'd get bored. And we might be potting on, we might be picking out plants. If we get downpour, then we're in one of the greenhouses.
Part of our day is also the break times. We are social and horticultural therapy, so it's about everyone having a break, because we do need to pace ourselves. We don't want to overdo things. So we sit down together. It's a chance to catch up on how everybody is, spend a little bit of time together. Also, some of our other volunteers who are gardening volunteers come and join us as well. So it just kind of really connects people with the garden and each other.
Sometimes it can be very, very hard to talk into people when your interpersonal skills are not very strong. But the one thing I would say is coming here now, it has given me that confidence now to have conversations with other people when you're here, asking them how they are. And you have got each other's backs as well, And I'm excited to tell you that I've just been accepted to do an RHS qualification in September. Now, if you'd have told me 2 years ago, we'd have been sitting here having that conversation, I'd have said you are mad. But it's true. I start in September.
We've been lucky to get some National Lottery Heritage funding. This has been really fantastic because it's allowed us to make loads of improvements in the garden, which have meant we can open up the gardens even more to our client gardeners, volunteers and also the local community.
So simple things like levelling paths, widening walkways and just creating shelter makes all the difference and makes our gardens much more accessible.
I would say to anyone, being outside in nature, even if you can only do 5 minutes a day. I mean, I was one of these people that never would hardly go outside the door. But being outside amongst nature, amongst plants, amongst trees, amongst, just listening to the bird song as we can hear now, is the best thing for your head you can possibly do.